It's time for the Glendale Devotional Podcast, a 5-minute weekday devotional ministry from Glendale Baptist Church in Glen, Mississippi. The speaker is John Haynes. Now, here is Brother John.
Well, good Monday afternoon to you. I hope that you're doing well today. I hope you had a great weekend. And as we begin this week of broadcasting on the Glendale Devotional Podcast, I want to talk to you about something called the simple life. A life of simplicity. Now, each of us have been plagued by lives of difficulty. We work and we work and we work. We're consumed by the busyness of life. Why? Because we all have obligations such as jobs, family, and other responsibilities. Yet something's happened over the last few years to me. The older I get, the more I long for a quiet, simple life. I'm convinced that this should be the goal of every believer. Walking with Jesus and positively impacting those to whom we come in contact. The devotions for this week come from the New Testament book of Galatians chapter 6. In all of the theology in Galatians, Paul urged his readers to have 5 qualities toward themselves and others in simply living for Jesus. Today I want to talk about one of those characteristics. And it's found in Galatians chapter 6, verses 1 through 3. The scripture says, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself." We're talking about cutting people some slack. Now, Calvin Coolidge was the 30th United States President, and he served from 1923 to 1929. Years after the death of President Calvin Coolidge, this story came to light. In the early days of his presidency, Coolidge awoke one morning in his hotel room to find a burglar going through his pockets. Coolidge engaged the thief in quiet conversation and discovered he was a college student who had no money to pay his hotel bill or to buy a ticket back to campus. President Coolidge counted out $32 out of his wallet, which he had persuaded the dazed man to give back. And he told this man that this $32 was a loan, and advised the young man to leave the way he had come in so as to avoid the Secret Service. And every dime of the money was eventually paid back. So you see, President Calvin Coolidge showed mercy. I'm calling on you today to show mercy to the one who's been overtaken in a fault. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Showing mercy has the goal of restoration. Showing mercy helps us understand that it could be us. Showing mercy is the fulfillment of the law of Christ. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians chapter 5, verse 14 says, "For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Jesus said in John chapter 13, verse 34, "A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another." Be kind today. Cut people some slack. Be merciful. If we've received mercy from God, let's pass that mercy on to other people. Hey, thanks for listening to the Glendale Devotional Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Fun 91. Have a good, godly day.
Thank you for listening each afternoon at 12:05 on Fun 91 for the Glendale Devotional Podcast, presented by Glendale Baptist Church. To learn more about Glendale Baptist Church, please visit their website, gbcglen.com. Their mailing address is P.O. Box 70, Glen, Mississippi 38846.